So here is the basic globe and the headset. I'm going to grasp and move it a bit into the room, and then I'm going to pinch to rotate so I can go around the planet. The basic function is to select by looking to learn the different countries. We can do this, and if we move in closer, we see the internal borders. So that was the origin of the idea, which has gone further. If you now pinch and pull out, you get a panel. There's a panel of options. To figure this out, by the way, on your right, there is an intro and settings. You pinch on this, get an introduction on how to do this, and settings are very in-depth and also includes credits for all freely available data used. So here we are. I'm going to go to country, I'm going to do GDP, and now the globe shows GDP comparing the countries. The globe is now transparent, you can still rotate it, and you can see both in number and in scale what is being compared. So I'll pinch out again, and I will clear that. Other things you can do are on the left-hand side. So for instance, we can see major internet connections around the world. They appear like this on the outside. And inside, they are not live. They're showing basic volume. We're looking at getting live data sets as well. We can do sea lanes, and we can do flights. So now we have all those three on top of each other in a transparent globe, which I think is pretty cool. You can go in and see really close what's happening with all of that. You can then also turn off the transparency if you don't want it. Let me do that again. So you can see the globe in different ways. You can see plates. That was to explain the undersea. We can turn flights, lanes, internet off. Take plates off. We can see the ocean, major ocean currents. You can see close what they are. If you do that with transparency, you can really see how it goes around the world. So let's just do remove that and do the plates. You can see that together. So you can choose many different kinds of layers as you want them. You can also do deep time, which changes everything to go back 500 million years. It's animated. You can jump to a specific spot, or you can jump here. You can also slide, and then it's animated from today's shape into the past. In addition to that, we also have live clouds, which you can see around the world. And you can see how incredibly thin the atmosphere is. You can see also there is some parallax. You can see the clouds above the Earth. But it's exaggerated. So if I go to intro and settings again, and we go turn off the clouds first, and we look at, where is it now? Sorry, it wasn't on. Terrain relief. There you go. Now you have the terrain relief at 5 times real. It's easy to see in the headset, not so easy to see recorded. But if I touch this and I move, you see, you can extrude the terrain to become like one of those old-fashioned plastic maps if you want. But if we do that, and then we turn on clouds, the clouds get clipped by the mountains, so then we have to change the altitude of the clouds to compensate. So that's another example of how we can experiment with various elements of our planet Earth. And of course, while you do this, you still have access to see all the flights around the world. Let's go with transparency, actually, which removes the clouds because it's just too much information. So here we have that. You can see the flights through the planet with transparency. So let's turn off transparency, flights, and clouds, and get ready for the next bit, which is to hold 2 fingers together, pinch in, to zoom in, and now we have live satellites around the world. There's real-time information. It looks very slow because they're very, very far up, and this is huge. On this we can also pull out a panel for further information. So you can see some specific satellites highlighted. Where are they now? Now they're made much bigger for illustration, like the International Space Station right there. And you can see around the room many more satellites. And it's kind of amazing like that. We can also do animations based on data. For instance, here we see two satellites coming really, really close. This is from real data being visualized in this way. So in this view of satellites, you can see the moon is up there at realistic distance. And if I can now zoom out, here we have the whole solar system. Now the moon is shown here, tiny. The world is 1 centimeter tall. Everything else is around us. And we have a star field that, of course, is real. So now we can choose to do things like jump to another location, like the asteroid belt. Now we're inside the asteroid belt. We can have in the same location, we can do, let's say, Mars. Now everything moves. And Mars is going to come into view. There it is, also ridiculously small. You can see the planets around, the moons rather. We can do something really cool called light speed. So now there's a photon being ejected from the sun over there coming to all the planets. Let's go to the sun actually. So the sun is the correct size, whoa, compared to everything else. You can see these photons going out. So the one going to the Earth will take 8 minutes. So that'll take a while. Now this is now over the panel, so I'm going to move this way. We can change the speed of this. So now let's go to Mercury maybe. There's Mercury. We can make this significantly faster. Boom. That was a lot faster. What we can also do, if I go here on my right hand, scale, what I can do is change the size of the solar system to be much smaller. You still have small planets, so we can increase the planet size. So you can start to see, and the asteroids can be a lot bigger too. So if we now go to Mars, these are more reasonable sizes, and you can see the speed is much faster. Then I'm going to turn off light speed, and we're going to do gravity now. So this is a new thing we're testing for data to see where the main gravities go, how planets relate to each other, and so on. So there's a lot of opportunity, and we can also go back in and look at the Earth and asteroid size again. Now the moon's over there. The asteroids are going into their position. We can go into our beginning view. So here at the beginning view, we can actually go further in, pinch in, and now we're inside the Earth. We can see the different layers around the Earth, and it's kind of surprising how I can see the room I'm in, and I can see the different layers as well. It works really, really well, the rendering. Quite an exceptional quality. So now we're outside the Earth. And now we go inside. I'm going to make it small again. There it is. And we're back to the basics. South Atlantic Ocean, spin it around. Australia, China. You can see the extrusions are still there. You can pull in and pull out. So that's the introduction to how to use this. It's got a left menu for different styles of viewing, and everything works together. So even now we can do flights on top of a transparent model that has specific countries selected. So thank you for having a look. This is the modern Interatlas in the Vision OS headset.